Okay, alright, okay. Hi everyone, Goofy Goober here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of this new Ari Lennox record, Age, Sex, Location. This is a brand new LP from singer and songwriter Miss Ari Lennox, the second LP thus far from the Queen of Soul and R&B from J. Cole's Dreamville Records. Ari has been a safe bet for a great and beautiful vocal feature from the label for years now, and also considering her solid debut that had a lot of potential, it was pretty much a guarantee that her next project here was going to be fantastic as long as she pulled through with a bit more ambition, and on Age, Sex, and Location, she did exactly that. Not just with more vibrant instrumentals and stronger hooks, but a bit of a narrative running from track to track. With the first act, we see a young woman who is pushing 30, who has a lot of prospects, a lot to offer, but no lover in her bed, as she says. But simultaneously, she wants nothing to do with a needy man coming in and enjoying the spoils of her success. There are lots of fish in the sea, but why are all of these lame fish swimming up to me? But then we quickly see Ari flirting with the idea of entertaining some of these advances on the song Hoodie, or on Waste My Time, where she says she finally has time to waste. On the second act of the project, we see a love connection begin to happen. There's a lot of sex going on, yes, but also a lot of emotional push and pull, some skepticism, a lack of trust. And by the end of the record, Ari is blocking this person or these people who she's connecting with on everything, and reestablishing the sanctity of her queen space on the closer. So there's definitely a story and an emotional flow to the LP, but really it's its songs and vocal performances that sell it. Though I do think this record has a bit of a mild start. POF's smooth and groovy Badu worship makes for a chill little neo-soul cut to kick things off. And Hoodie song-wise is a perfect mood for cuffing season, hoodie-taking season, but a few awkward lyrics keep its sensuality from going full tilt, I think, with mentions of spreading it like some queso, and I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I think cheese and sexual imagery just does not mix mentally. However, things do brighten up really nicely with the track Waste My Time. We have fat, round rhythms on this track, skilled vocal leads, some pretty electric keys too, and all of this sets the stage for Ari essentially beginning to entertain whatever's being thrown her way out of sexual frustration. There's a nice grand classic soul flavor to the instrumentation, as Ari essentially challenges the bragging that's being thrown her way, telling whoever is hitting on her to back up every word they say. Things get even more lush and chipper on the song Pressure, yet another modern take on some classic soul tropes. Glamorous pianos, very slick and deep bass line, as well as a sharp little vocal chop too. Meanwhile, Ari vocally is sounding skilled and charismatic, sexy as hell, and she's got the lyrics to back it up about being difficult to satisfy, also a lot of raunchy metaphors. Deeper into the record, Mean Mug is a little bit of a soft snoozer. I would say mood-wise it makes sense at this point in the record. It could have used something a little more low-key here. But with that being said, I still think some of Ari's lyrics and vocal lines hit a little awkwardly, considering that rhythmically they don't really pan out in an even way. I think the song Boy Bye has a stronger concept behind it. It's a duet-type track featuring Lucky Day, where Ari plays hard to get with a guy who is really shooting his shot pretty hard. Now, Lucky may not be as strong or fiery a vocalist as Ari is on the track, but his appearance is pretty versatile, going from acting to singing to a little bit of rapping too. Plus, he does bring enough slick dude energy to play against Ari's feigned lack of interest. From here we get more bops on the back end of the LP. There's Stop By, which I will say the beat on this one is a little dry. The ending fades out a little suddenly too, but Ari's unapologetically sexual and bold vocal lines do close some of those gaps. Overall, decent track, certainly more memorable than some cuts here, but Outside hits even harder with some vintage funk licks and bass lines flowing throughout it. In-your-face bars about finding a guy who's a bit of a freak. One of the best refrains on the record too, giving the girls Diana Ross, walking around like I'm the boss. And as if the record could not get any sexier, we have the song Leak It featuring Chloe. And oh my god, this one is a slow simmer. It is bubbling. It's steamy and streamy. It's leaking. The levels of glamorousness and sensuality radiating off of this track, they're incalculable. Especially when Ari is rocking those high notes. God. So then as we move into the final moments of this LP, that's where things begin to turn sour. There is Blocking You, which isn't the strongest or peppiest song on the record. Not a ton of momentum on this one. It's got kind of a stillness to it because it's more of a meditation set over some very sparse drums, bass, and keys. And vocally and lyrically, Ari is just going off about this emotional cleaning of house, the blocking, the cutting off, the bridge burning, the separating, all to sort of bring her back to a place of regularity and equilibrium, I suppose. And that brings us to the closer, Queen Space, which is a bit of a reset for the record, a reset for Ari emotionally and personally, kind of a credits roll moment. She has kind of beaten back this demon of sexual frustration, of desire, of irrationality, and she is kind of finding a standard for herself, thinking more about, you know, what I want versus what I actually deserve. And also how her Queen Space is a life-changing experience for anyone who enters. But yeah, pretty strong closer on this LP that ties everything up nicely with a bow. This project overall, loved it, much stronger than the debut. It is gorgeous, it's bold, it's independent, it's sweet, it's alluring, it's majestic. Did Ari narratively and creatively paint herself in a corner a little bit on this one? Yes, I do think there are maybe some narrative details that could have been thrown in to break things up. And there are a few underwhelming beats here and there on the record too, a one-dimensional song, but only a few, as the vast majority of this project is fun, it's sexy, it's well-crafted, it's tasteful, it's soaking wet, it's feral but smart. Feeling a light 8 on this one. Transition, have you given this record a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best, you're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like. Please subscribe and please don't cry. Hit the bell as well. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Ari Lennox, forever.